What is up, people? Goose here, come back at you with a video. This is going to be previewing the Eastern Conference playoffs. This is just going to be the first round. I'll do the Western Conference in another video, but this one's just going to focus on the Eastern Conference, and this is just the first round. So let's look at the top seeded Milwaukee Bucks. They come in with a 60-22 record, and they're going to face off with the Detroit Pistons, who finished 41-41. They won the year. The Bucks swept the Pistons 4-0. Back in December, they beat them 115-92. Then they beat them on December 17th, 107-104. They beat them in January 121-98. Then they beat them in the last matchup in January 29th, which was 115-105. So most of these games were, I wouldn't say close, because they were like 10 points. You know, there was one game within 7, one game with 10, one game with 13. So one game here with close over 20. So this probably is not going to be a competitive series. I mean, Detroit might win one game. I doubt it. I think Milwaukee has too much firepower even to lose a game in the playoffs. I think that they're going to make quick work of the Pistons. You might have one game where it's competitive, when Detroit plays at home. But I just think majority of these games are going to be like the regular season. They're going to win by 13, 15, 22, something like that. So I just think the Bucks are going to come out victorious in all 4 games. It's going to be a 4-game sweep, and they'll move on to the second round. So moving on to the second round, the second seed, the Toronto Raptors are facing off against the Orlando Magic. Toronto comes in with a record of 58-24, and Orlando is 42-40. Now for this one, they split the series 2 games apiece. Toronto won the first game 93-91 back in November. Orlando won in December 116-87. And then Toronto won the last 2 matchups, 98. Scratch that. Orlando won the third matchup, 113-98, and then Toronto won the last matchup, 121-109. So this was a competitive series during the regular season. Each team split 2-2. Come playoff times, it's different. Of course, it's all about matchups. Who you match up with. Who you match up with. I think just Toronto had just too much more firepower in a 7-game setting. So I'm going to predict Toronto is going to win this game, but Orlando's going to win a game. They're going to steal one at home. So I got Toronto winning in 5. So they'll win 4-1. Now going with the next matchup is the Philadelphia 76ers against the Brooklyn Nets. Philadelphia comes in with a 51-31 record. Brooklyn's also had the same record as the Magic, 42-40. And this series was also split 2 games apiece, 2-2. Brooklyn won in November. Brooklyn won in December, 122-97. Philadelphia won the next matchup, 127-125. Then Brooklyn won 127-124, and then Philly won 123-110 in the final matchup that just took place March 28th. So they split the series. I think this one's going to be a really competitive series. When I say that, I think I can see Brooklyn winning 2 games, at least 2 games in the season. I think they just match up well with Philadelphia in this 3-6 matchup. But I think Philadelphia will prevail. I think they'll win in 6 games. So look for Philadelphia to win 4-2. And the final matchup is going to be the 4-5 matchup, the Boston Celtics against the Indiana Pacers. Boston came in with a record of 49-33, and the Pacers are 48-34. Boston won the season series 3-1. Indiana won the first game 102-101 in November. Then Boston won the second matchup 135-108. Then Boston won the third matchup 114-112. Then Indiana won the final matchup. Boston won the third matchup 114-112. Boston won the final matchup 117-97. It was 3-1 Celtics, not 2-2. Celtics won this matchup 3-7. I know I said that at the beginning, but then I got confused. I was reading the wrong results. So the Celtics win 3-1 in that series. For this matchup, I think it's going to be competitive also. I'm gonna pick this one. I'm gonna pick this one to go 7 games. and I think the Celtics will prevail in 7 games. I just think this is going to be a back and forth series. Boston's, they've been up and down a lot lately, and I just think that they're not gonna come in and dominate the Pacers in this playoff matchup. So look for the Celtics to win in 7 games. So in closing, I have Milwaukee in a sweep. I have Toronto winning 4 games to Orlando's 1. I have Philly and Brooklyn going 6. Philly winning 4, Brooklyn winning 2. Then I have the Celtics and the Pacers going 7, with the Celtics prevailing in 7 games. That's how I have it, folks. So in the comments, leave how you think it. Am I wrong? Am I right? Let me know. Make your own predictions. And as always, I'll talk to you later.